Podcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Yeah! Woohoo! What's happening, guys?
Guys, we're so pumped up. We're going to start with a little song to get you guys in shape. If you were busy working all day, whatever, if you're doing your job or whatever, we want to inspire you. We want you to move forward. So we're going to blast this. I want you guys to, wherever you are, dance if you're in your car, if you're at home.
Play the drums.
Whatever. Play it. Make it happen, guys.
That's what I'm talking about, baby. It's time to bring the fire. The chili peppers.
We're pumped.
Deep inside of me.
Oh, man. All right. Got everybody in here.
Universe is getting harder and harder.
So, we got the chat here, right?
Yeah, we got the chat here, guys.
All right, guys.
If you have questions, this is a Q&A webinar. We are not going to go ahead and have this released as a replay. At least right now, that's our plan. We're not releasing this out. So you guys can be fully transparent. You can ask any questions you have. If you have, if you've ever used GoToWebinar before, on the right-hand side, whether you're on your phone or whether you're on your computer, you can ask questions there. We want to do all the questions and answers through just the webinar here because it's just easier for us to manage instead of checking our phone, checking Facebook. We will if we have to, if you're having trouble with it. But you can go ahead and post the question there. If you want, you can just write in the chat box, just say, I'm fired up. I'm pumped to be here. I'm excited. You know?
Yeah. All right, cool, guys. So, right now, what I want you guys to do is post something in the chat box just so that we know that you can hear us and we can get cranking. All right.
Post something here. If you have a microphone on your computer that works, that'd be great because we can unmute you and then you can ask those questions in real time. If not, then we'll just pick up the phone, call you up, put you on speaker, and broadcast you to the group here. Shay, what's happening, man? He goes, I'm here, guys. Shay, it's great to see you, man. I'm pumped to see you again. Let's see here.
All right.
All right.
We got Gerardo. Gerardo brings the fire, man. That guy posted a video on my wall, man. I was like, holy shit.
We also got Frank, who came in 5 minutes before the webinar started. Give it up for Frank here.
Let's do it. We got
He said,
Jeff.
I'm in.
We got Jeff. We got some other people in here. Okay, awesome. So, we got everybody in here, Amir.
Cool.
Are we ready to rock? Are we ready to go?
rock. We're
Okay,
ready to go.
awesome. So the purpose of this webinar that I really wanted to do, I posted a video last night on Facebook, and I was asking you guys, hey, like, what's stopping you from getting to the next step, right? Because that's a question that I ask myself all the time. And, I talk to so many of you who are, looking to get started investing in real estate, or, you're working for somebody else who is already investing in real estate, but you're not doing on your own. And it just really boggles me. It's like, well, why are you acquiring properties for somebody else when you can be acquiring properties for yourself, right? Or why are you helping somebody else rehab their homes, but you're not doing it on your houses, on any of your properties? And I get it, the money, it may be the issue or whatever it is, but it's absolutely possible for you guys to go ahead and start flipping your own houses, start wholesaling your own houses, and start landlording your own houses. So I want to use the next hour here to answer any questions that you guys have. And that's really how we're just going to rock it out here. We're going to go over some of the objections that you may encounter, right? Some speed bumps that you may encounter. Today was a crazy day for me, and it really, Amir here is going to be talking about how to overcome those. I had a couple obstacles today. I'm working on a deal right now, and I have a buyer who's driving me crazy, giving me massive headaches, and she's threatening to back out of the deal. And it's really important that you know how to manage situations like that so that you just don't go overboard, right, and go ape shit and lose it. Because it's really easy for me to go ape shit. So that's why Amir here.
Surprise, everyone.
Yeah, so,
Ross goes ape shit.
That's why I have to drink wine to calm down. So go ahead, guys, and start asking. All right, to start this off, I kind of want to get some some questions going here, and we can kick it off with my question for you is: are you already investing in real estate? Okay. We got Frank, we got Shay, we got Gerardo, and we got Jeff. What's going on, Jeff? Welcome, brother. Welcome. All right, so what I want you guys to do right now is start posting in the chat here some objections or that.
Yeah, I'm good. Just keep doing what you're doing.
Okay. Basically, what we want to do right now is just have you guys post some stuff in the chat, and we can get some Q&A here rolling. All right.
Yeah, you can go ahead and post it. What I'm actually doing right now is I'm giving you guys permission to actually speak right here on the webinar. So I could even go ahead and I've got you guys muted, but if you want, all you have to do is click on your name, mute, and unmute yourself.
Yeah, you know what? Let's do it like that. Yeah, I want to be interactive. Let's bring in Frank. Let's bring in Frank, man. What's happening, brother?
Frank, you are now unmuted. Go ahead and speak, man. We could hear you. What up, Frank?
What's happening? You know, I think I might be mistaken, but Frank was actually at the expo.
Oh, was he?
We were at
yeah,
Dan
that's
Merrill,
right.
but we were talking to Dan, and he didn't want to interrupt us. I think that's what it was.
Frank, you are unmuted. You can go ahead and speak, man.
Frank, we can hear. Talk, man. So you got a microphone?
It looks like he does. Oh, his speakers are not connected. No mic.
No mic.
Okay,
no mic. Okay. No worries, man. No worries. We'll go ahead and answer any questions. No problem, brother. We'll go ahead and answer any of your questions via. You could just type those in via text. Right now, I want to bring in Gerardo. Gerardo, what's up, dude?
I'm unmuting you, Gerardo. Go ahead and talk, man.
What's up, brother? How you guys doing, man? Good to meet you guys finally, man.
There
My
he is.
man right here.
There he
What's
is.
going
Hey, man,
on?
how's that rehab going? How's that kitchen going?
Hey, it's going. I actually got my painter in here right now, getting down. We got everything covered up, and he's in there spraying it down right now. So it should be done. We're gonna be finally done. It's gonna be a present from my wife for Valentine's. So we'll be done by Saturday with that. But I'll show you guys the pictures when it's completely done, man. But
Nice.
man, let's just get started with this, man. Check it out. I know I asked you, Ross, the other day on Facebook. What lists are you sending postcards to?
Okay, awesome question, man. So what I use Real Acquisitions. Okay, it's not a cheap program, but it's an amazing program. I think it's $1,000 for the year. It's a local company here. You can look them up on Facebook. You can look them up on Google, and basically what they do is they have a whole software where they can kind of pull every single address in the entire Harris County, okay, and they also do like Austin and San Antonio and Dallas. But what you do is you pull those lists. You can pull all the probates, you can pull all the foreclosures, all the pre-foreclosures, you can pull deals listed in MLS, deals not listed in MLS, and then it allows you to create what's called a lead pipeline. And you can basically just track every address that you've ever sent out, okay, and every address that you're interested in, right? So they do a follow-up sequence and whatnot. And what's awesome about Real Acquisitions is if you're doing direct mail and you're doing, handwritten letters, right, as we call them, they have a wizard that actually lets you, y'all good?
Yeah.
They have a wizard that actually creates the letters for you. A lot of investors are working with Real Acquisitions right now. You know what? We can go ahead and...
We're showing them the screen right now, so you can actually see. We don't, obviously, by the way, we don't get paid to promote Real Acquisitions. We should. But right now, we don't get paid to promote, so you can actually... you go ahead and log in and show them.
Yeah, let me go ahead and show you guys here what this looks like. And this is a great software. So let me just pop in here. So when I pull up my Real Acquisition software, I go to RA 2.0 beta, and what it allows me to do is see my whole mailing campaign. So you pull it up here. All right. So here it is, guys, and this is my RA. I go to my campaigns here. Right now I'm up to 500 letters a week. It's not cheap, but it's really effective, and you'll really start getting some results. So what I do here is I go to, this is one of my current campaigns. It's the Houston City Tax Campaign. So all these people are tax delinquent. And it gives you the amount of years that they're tax delinquent, and you can go ahead and send them what's called a soft pre-foreclosure list or a hard pre-foreclosure mailer letter, which basically just says, hey, you know, you're about to lose your house, you should do something about it. So right now I have 1,761 leads in this campaign. This is the entire Harris County, and this is up to date. So if I wanted to go ahead and create the letters for this, you got it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would just go to Wizard here, and then it allows you to, it says we create the letters for free, and then it allows me to put in my information here. This is a Pat Live number, so this is my virtual receptionist, and anybody that calls that will get a live person 24 hours a day. We can talk about that as well. And then it just creates letters. So if I go through here, you can choose your list, and then I'll go to purchase your house, and it'll let you preview the letters here. So they're all handwritten, and it'll do all 2,000 of them. It'll do 20,000 of them, and then you're able to go ahead and print those out. And then I can also go to my leads here, and I can search, you know, any property owner. I can do it by name. I can do it by address, whatever I want. So it's a really powerful software. All right, and this is what I use. I paid $1,000 for the year. That's not bad. Another one that you can go to is called listsource.com. I know Amir has had some great results with this company. And what this company does, it just does the same thing. It pulls lists, search properties, discover homeowners, generate leads, and target prospects. And they kind of do the whole thing. The reason why I like Real Acquisitions is because they're local here. And how do we pull this back up?
Yeah, but, you're good. You're good.
Okay, so the reason I just
You're good.
yeah,
You're good.
Okay. So you know, I like it because it's local. They do workshops, they host seminars, and I mean, it's just really powerful. So as far as postcards, right now I'm not doing postcards. I mean, I do maybe send out a couple here and there, but really I'm doing the handwritten letters, and it's getting great results. Let's bring Gerardo back in here. All right, Gerardo, you're back, man. Does that answer your question, bud?
That's what's up. I appreciate that. Hey, that Real Acquisition. So it's $1,000 a year, and it basically pulls the list for you. You just click, and it sends however many letters you want, or you have to pay for however many letters you send out.
Right. So you do have to pay for postage. Okay.
Okay.
And I'll talk about that in a second. But what it does, it's just a database, right? It's gonna pull all your whatever you look for. You know what? Actually, let me pull this back up here. I want to show you guys here. For those of you who are not doing Real Acquisitions, Jeff, I know you live out of state, bud. That's okay. I would recommend ListSource. It's the same exact concept. Let me just go ahead and pull this up here.
No,
Is this Real Acquisition?
No, it's not.
Real. All right, so let me just log in one more time, and I'll show you guys, or I can go to Property Finder. So what I can do here is I can go to Property Finder, and it's the same inside the beta. Search for new properties. And what it allows me to do here is put in all my criteria. So I can look for bankruptcy, I can look for tax issues like tax delinquencies, judgments, foreclosures, trustee foreclosures. You can do a title search. Probates have been really effective for me. People that have lost somebody in the family, usually in the will, they put the house into a trust. So that pulls all of those properties. And then you can do exemptions so that basically what you're not looking for. If you're going to use Real Acquisitions, I go to properties and type in single families. You got all your different land codes here. So you can really just get super targeted to exactly what you want to mail to. And another cool thing is you can do listed in MLS and not listed in MLS. I do not list it in MLS because I'm looking for off-market properties. You can also do a quick search right here and just actually look up the person by their name. So if you find a property and then you look at the property in HCAD, which is the Harris County Appraisal District, Jeff, for you, it'd be your appraisal district in your area. You can actually just find out their name, then come over here to your software, look them up, find out some more information, and then generate the letter through the marketing wizard and go ahead and send it out. And then what I do is it looks like this. This is what it turns out to, right? And then you get these. So that's exactly, I actually have a copy right here of a letter. They print out just like this. They're really professional. They still look kind of handwritten, and you want to keep the integrity of the letter, right? You don't want to seem too commercial, and that's why I don't do postcards. Because I mean, think about it, guys. You go to your mailbox, you get a whole bunch of coupons from the grocery store. You get people trying to sell you insurance, and what happens to that stuff? It goes in the garbage. I mean, that's what I do, and maybe you do that too. So when a letter is handwritten, just like this, you're going to see it. Wow, Ross Rape, wow, somebody handwritten my name. It must be important. I'm going to open it up. And that's what's called a conversion. Even if they don't call you, it's still a conversion. And there's different ways to get better conversion rates. All right, let me bring you back in here, bud. All right, Gerardo. Oh, it says offline.
Yeah, he may have gotten disconnected there. He'll be back on shortly.
Okay. All right. Cool. So, I hope some people got some valuable information from that, and I can dig deeper into that. I'm here for you guys. So whatever you want to ask me, just go ahead and ask me.
I know,
go ahead and
Frank, do you have any questions? I know you've been paying attention and you've been seeing some value there. If you want to type it in, if you want to type in your number, we can just call you up. That's cool too.
Yeah, whatever it is, man. All right, Frank, give you another minute or here to pop a question for me.
And I know we got Shay here, we've got Jeff here.
My man, Shay is an absolute beast. He is going to be fixing his first house in just minutes.
If you guys have any questions, come on out here, pop on out. Okay, look at this. How do you get out of your box / your comfort zone? Ooh, Frank. I love that question. Go ahead, Ross.
Okay. He says, I'm too introverted, LOL. Okay, so how to get out of your box, how do you get out of your comfort zone? So really in my business, okay, when I find myself too comfortable, right, doing the same thing over and over and over again, I understand that to be massively successful, you have to be uncomfortable, right? You just have to be uncomfortable at certain points. It's absolutely necessary. And that's why I'm able to do what I do. Now, as far as getting out of your comfort zone, what exactly are you comfortable about, right? What is it that you want to change?
Oh, Gerardo's coming out here with the video camera. He says I'm gonna join in live with these players.
So Frank, go ahead and give me an example of what you feel like you're too comfortable about, right? What's stopping you from going ahead to the next level? Gerardo, what's happening, brother?
What's up, bro? I lost y'all real quick, man. My bad.
It's all right. It's all good.
Welcome back.
Thank you, sir. Technical difficulties.
It's all good, brother.
So while Frank is actually writing that out, Gerardo, did you see everything that Ross showed in terms of real acts or whatever?
I did, and that's pretty cool, man. I've heard about that real acquisitions. It's just the cost that I think for me it was keeping me from going into that. Did I miss anything as far as listsource.com?
I was just saying that ListSource is another opportunity. If you're not here in the Texas area and you don't have access to real acquisitions, ListSource is great. Amir used ListSource.
Yeah, I got leads off ListSource.
He got some leads here, and we can expand more on actually how to do direct mail and how to be massively effective. I know you're doing a lot of bandit signs, and that's awesome.
Yes.
I'll tell you one thing, my brother. These things right here are gonna get you the money. I made $15,000 last week alone off those things, and it was only from 2 properties. And the reason why is it's really targeted. When I first got into real estate, I thought that, wow, I can't be a wholesaler because everyone knows what wholesaling is, right? People are gonna think that I'm trying to take advantage of them, put their property under contract for low dollar amounts, way below market value, and then I'm gonna go and flip it to somebody else. And I came to a reality check, and I was like, wow, these people don't know what this is, right? They don't know what I'm doing. And I'm working on 3 properties right now, and they have absolutely no idea what I'm doing. Now, I'm not doing anything bad by them, but I mean, they don't understand the concept, which is great, because when somebody gets one of these in the mail, they're like, wow, this person, Gerardo really wants to buy my house. So let me call and see what's happening with that. Now, it's not really, it's not cheap. It's not. And there are other ways to go about doing marketing cheaper. However, it's the most effective. So if you think about it in the grand scheme of things, if you can put up, let's just say, I do know Real Acquisitions has a monthly program of like $97 a month. If you can put up, let's just say $97 a month, and you get 1 lead and you close that deal and it pays you $5,000, well, what's your ROI, right? It's like 5,000%. That you just made off that 1 deal. So the idea is to, make your initial investment that's going to give you a great return. So, I remember me when I first got started, I was putting bandit signs everywhere. And I wasn't getting any results at all. Nobody was calling me. And I was like, well, what the hell, man? I just spent hours and hours writing on bandit signs, and nobody called me. And I know some people that are getting great results with bandit signs, but it didn't happen for me. Direct mail gets me results, and that's why I continue to do it. So I'm okay with spending $500 a month on marketing as far as like stamps and whatnot, because I know that it's going to pay off. There are other ways to get cheaper rates. I know there's a company in Spring Branch here in Houston. It's called DMR. I'll pull it up here. DMR. And they're here in Houston, and what they are, oh, we're paused here. What they are is they are a direct mail company. So they will actually do all the direct mail for you and give you a really good price on postage. So if you guys want to go ahead and write that down, for those of you that are here in Houston, DMR will actually break it down for you to the exact penny, right? So how much does it cost for them to actually seal the envelope, put the address on, and you can go ahead and contact these folks here and kind of work something out. I think they'll do stamps, anything over 200 letters, they'll drop the stamp price down to 29 cents a stamp. So there's ways to go about doing it. Even if you're doing 50 a month, I mean, get those letters out. And there's other ways. We actually have awesome training. In Module 2 of our training, we talk about getting explosive deal flow. And there's actually 9 strategies that you can use. Gerardo, I know you're doing, I know you're driving for dollars. I know you're doing bandit signs. There's actually a lot more. I mean, somebody the other day, guys, listen to this. Somebody the other day was telling me that for those of you who have business cards, and if you don't have business cards, I highly recommend that you go and get some. Shay, I know you were asking me about that. Go ahead and get some business cards that say what you do and your name on there with your contact info, and go to Home Depot and go to Lowe's, right, on a daily basis. I promise you, if you go to Home Depot and Lowe's at least once a week for the next couple of weeks, and you just hand people your business card and say, I buy, fix, and flip houses, I promise you, somebody sooner or later is going to call you and say, hey, I have a house. Or you can say, hey, I'm looking for properties below market value or off-market properties. If you find one, I'll pay you a bird dog fee of $1,000, right? And you just hand them your business card. If you do that consistently for the next couple of weeks, I promise you, you'll get some results. And that's a great way. And when the person was telling me that, I was like, no way, that's incredible. I never even thought about that, because who goes to Home Depot? Who goes to Lowe's, right? People that are fixing and flipping houses, people that are involved with real estate. Maybe they know some properties. How do you think? What do you think about that, man? Gerardo, you still there?
Yeah, man. Look, check it out. I lost you guys again. We're using the pump to paint the kitchen, and I keep dropping out one of the breakers, so it's messing up my router, man. So I kind of lost you for like 5 minutes there, dude.
Okay, all right, Frank, can you still hear us, Frank?
I can hear y'all.
All right. I'll repeat what I was saying. I just want to make sure that everybody.
Please do. My bad.
No, yeah, for sure, bro. Okay, all right. I guess we have a. Let me just go ahead and shut my computer here. Here, go ahead and do just you know the deal. All right, we're just closing out some applications here. Sorry about those technical difficulties, guys. Okay, so I have here a question from Frank here, and he says, the idea of sending letters, then what to say? Okay, awesome question. So, here's the power of a letter, and what I was doing is I was actually handwriting one letter, and then I would go ahead and make photocopies of it. So in the letter, you want to be clean and you want to be concise, right? Somebody's not going to read a whole page, so you want to get to the point. I'll read you what this letter says. Hello, I appreciate your time taking to read this letter. No, you guys are still there, right?
I'm here. I can hear you.
Okay. All right. So what it says here is, hello, I appreciate you taking the time to read this letter. I am interested in purchasing your property at blank. I buy several homes each month, and I am looking to purchase more in your area. If you have any interest in selling your home without making any repairs, please call me. I can close on your home in a couple of weeks. Please note that I will pay market value for your property in cash. You will not have to pay any closing costs or commissions. If you would be interested in speaking with me about this, please give me a call at blank or email me at blank. If you do not have plans in the near future to sell this property, then please keep my contact information for when you do develop an interest in selling. I thank you once again for taking the time to read this letter, and I look forward to speaking with you soon. And then it keeps your contact information at the top. This is actually one of my students right here, but it's clean, it's concise, and you get to the point. If you guys can't get real acquisitions and you just want to pull up some addresses, a quick Google search here, you can just go real estate direct mail letter and go to images, and you can pull up something like this. I am interested in talking with you about purchasing your house. If you could call me at boom. And you know, there's probably a whole bunch of them here. You guys can just check it out. And that's really the idea. So any questions on that?
Well, yeah, real quick, I just want to say something that I have been sending yellow letters, and what I'm doing is I'm searching my lists through Stewart Title, and I pull my lists, and then I kind of more or less research them, and I'm sending out postcards, and I'm sending out postcards to absentee owners, and I'm sending out letters to expired listings and also foreclosures.
Okay.
Haven't had a real good response, Ross, know what I'm saying? But those bandit signs are keeping my phone ringing like off the hook. Like all the leads that I'm getting are from my bandit signs. One of my deals just sold yesterday. We're closing on it on the 26th. It's a wholesale deal, which I'm excited about. You know what I'm saying?
My man!
Hey, but really what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get into the rehabbing side of the business. You know what I'm saying? So what I talked to you about on Facebook earlier was what type of funds or what type of funding are you using?
Oh, man, that's a great question. So let me go ahead and while I'm going to answer that question, let me go ahead and I just want to answer any more questions there is about direct mail, and then we'll get into raising funding. Is that okay? Okay, awesome. At the end of the day, I think other challenges may come up. Question from seller situation may arise that I'm not sure how to be ready. Okay, awesome question, man. So let me just walk you guys through the steps here on how to actually be an effective direct mail marketer. Now, the leads that you're getting from the bandit signs are great. The question is how are you gonna actually sift through those leads, right? How are you gonna qualify leads? I'm out on property all day long, or I'm sitting in a hot tub. I don't have time to be on the phone all day long talking to people. So what you can do, what I do, and I highly recommend for you guys, depending on where you're at with your budget, a lot of people go and get the Google Voice number for free. The Google Voice number doesn't actually convert as well as possible because a lot of times you may miss calls. Now, what you can do is you can pull up a service right here, and it's called Pat Live. And this service absolutely changed my life. Now, it's not cheap. I spend about $100 a month for this service, but I promise you it works 24 hours a day. They have the exact scripts that us real estate investors are looking for, and when somebody calls up the number, they'll kind of say, hey, well, thank you for calling Gerardo Valdez's office. Are you buying or selling today? And then you'll say, the person that you sent the letter to is going to say, I'm selling. And then they're going to go through a whole questionnaire, gather some information, and then they're going to send it to you in email right away. So you're going to get that information, and then you can determine if you want to call that lead or not. So here's the website. This is what it is, patlive.com. And when you call up, what I want you to do is I'm going to post it here in the comments, patlive.com, and say that you're using the Robin Thompson script. Okay, the Robin Thompson script is exactly what we're using. They're gonna go through the whole thing. What's the square footage? What are the what's the size of the bedrooms? And how much do you owe on the property? They're gonna get all the information. And then you're gonna get that right to your email, and you're gonna be able to decide whether you want to call them or not, right? So really, to put your business on autopilot, since you want to be focusing on acquisitions as much as possible, you want to do as little as possible and spend as little possible time on the phone. The only time I hop on a phone with a seller is when I'm setting up an appointment, because I already have the information that I need. So a website like this is really, really resourceful, but it's not cheap, right? So the idea is what I teach my students is to turn your cash machine on. And Gerardo, I know you want to get into rehabbing, but right now, we can talk about that, absolutely, man. But right now, for those of you that are looking right now for off-market properties, you're doing marketing, you're looking to wholesale, that's the perfect way to turn your cash machine on and get cranking so that expenses like this will never be an issue, and then you can move forward and kind of do a whole bunch of things at once. But for the financial situation, if that's the problem right now, you know, you can kind of get around that. Maybe hire a virtual assistant over in Asia, like Philippines or something, and somebody who's going to pick up the phone for you on Skype or Google Voice, and they're gonna do the they're gonna basically read off the script and qualify the lead or not. I use that as well. So there's many options. You don't have to spend $100 a month, but I recommend it. Right, I really do, because somebody, I'm on a webinar with you guys, and somebody could be calling my office, my virtual office right now, and you know, submitting their information, and I don't even know it, right, because I'm spending time with you guys. So, any questions on that?
When you get a chance, I'd like to also add
Yeah, absolutely. You got, okay, awesome, Frank, good stuff, nice, guys. I need some energy here. I need some energy, Jeff. I need some energy, guys. The more energy I get, the more content I'll deliver.
All right, all right.
Well, I just want to add on to here right now. Another thing in terms of advertising and doing direct mail and marketing in that sense, I want you guys to consider that when you're doing this is not a one-off hit. It's not like you do 10 pieces of direct mail, 50 pieces of direct mail. This is something that you got to do on a consistent basis to build up that lead flow. You're not going to get, you know, the #1 rockstar deal in your first 100 mails. Maybe you might, but if you do like 50 or 100 and then you just give up, then you're going to be in that position where you're not getting the right deals. You know what I mean? So it's important for you to kind of go out there, and when you're pretty much getting when you're out there and you're pretty much looking for deals, and you're looking for properties, and you're looking for things, it's so important that you spend money, and you don't spend a little, you spend a lot. And I know that for some of you who haven't spent money on advertising or marketing, you know, this is a new level of spending. This may feel uncomfortable, but I'll tell you the honest reality. About 2 years ago, the biggest decision I needed to make to grow my business was I needed to spend like in the thousands of dollars to get the advertising going. I spent $2,000, right? $2,000. And many of you are like, oh, okay, great, you spent the $2,000, now what? I actually spent $2,000. I didn't make any money. I didn't have any funds to actually keep advertising, but what I learned was I knew that money needed to be spent for something to happen in my business. And once I started seeing things happening, I knew what to do. I actually talked to a few customers, I sold some stuff, and pretty much I started making some money. I didn't make all of it, but I started having progress in my business. So if you're not getting the phone to ring, if you're not having enough leads coming in, if you're not having people to show up to what you're doing, in terms of like, you know, not enough properties out there, if you're not getting the deal flow you need, you spend in advertising. Now, obviously you want to spend right. You want to make sure you're getting an ROI, but there's an investment, and guess what? The people who invest the most win, okay? If you can spend more than your competition in terms of advertising, you will get the customers. Always. Why? Because there are companies out there right now today, as we speak, who are literally spending $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 a month advertising, sending out direct mail, sending out pieces, and if you're not actually getting in the game and actually doing it on a consistent basis, they'll just pretty much pick up all the sweet deals and they'll keep growing. So you don't need to jump in at the top. Whatever number you pick, the magic is consistency in advertising.
Right. So, that was great. That's nothing but the truth. So, another way that I teach my students is like, I get it, guys. I worked at McDonald's. I was a bartender. I was broke. I had no money to spend hundreds of dollars on marketing, and I get that, right? And if you're in that position right now, that's okay, because there is another solution. And one really powerful solution that you can use is JV, right? JVing with other people who are marketing. It's a genius concept, guys. Think about it. I have deals. I'm doing marketing, right? All you got to do is find a buyer. That's all you got to do, right? I pumped out 4 properties in the past week because I'm building my buyers list as I go, because I am a rehabber, but I recently started getting into wholesaling because I just have too many deals. And I figure I'd share the wealth with other investors. So one way that you can get in is when you see somebody posting a deal on My House Deals, when you see somebody posting a deal on Craigslist, when you see somebody posting a deal on Facebook, say, hey, I think I have a buyer for this property. Would you be interested in a JV? Even if you don't have a buyer, it's okay. Because once they agree and you guys sign a non-exclusive JV agreement, you're going to go find a buyer. Right? It's so simple. So I'll walk you through this right now. I work with somebody here locally in Houston, and I had a deal in Pasadena, right, on a 50,000 square foot lot. I was able to put it under contract 2 weeks ago for $127,000. Now I marketed on Facebook, and where you market the deal is a whole nother conversation that we can have if you guys like. So, Frank, a JV is a joint venture. So meaning you're teaming up with somebody, right? Like, think about it like this. We got guys here. All right, there's no women in the group. So think of it like this, right? I got the liquor. Amir has the bitches, right? Amir calls me and says, hey, I got bitches. I say, well, I got liquor. We're going to JV and find a spot, and now we're going to have
really
fun,
had to say
right?
that.
Yeah. Well, it makes sense, right? That's what a JV is. Amir has a deal. I have a buyer. Amir wants to sell it, and I have the buyer that wants to buy it. So now I'm going to get paid just by bringing the buyer to Amir, right? As long as Amir agrees. So there are things called JV agreements that you can look up here. I'll show you guys what one looks like on Google. JV real estate agreement. I don't know what's going to come up. I've never looked this up. But yeah, joint venture agreement. You guys can go ahead and write that down. And basically all it says is, okay, basically that we're agreeing to this, right? We're going to split the assignment fee. So back to my story, somebody contacted me and they were like, hey, I think I have a buyer for this. I was like, okay, awesome. Sorry about that, Frank. Sorry about that. He contacted me and said, hey, I think I have a buyer for this property, right? And I was like, okay, great. Well, when you find the buyer, let me know. I guess he put the property on Craigslist, which I didn't do, and then he calls me and says, hey, I have somebody going to see the property at 3 o'clock. I was like, okay, great. The person actually is closing on the property on March 6th. All the person did that brought me the buyer was put it on Craigslist. That's something I didn't do. So now, just for him doing that, I'm going to let him in on the deal and compensate him. It doesn't matter where you find the buyer as long as you find one. So, I mean, the whole purpose of that, right, the whole point is there's ways to make money. And we call that a JV, but what we also call that is a co-wholesale. Right? You can co-wholesale deals, and you can do that very, very easily. Whether you're the seller or you're the buyer, doesn't matter. So what I recommend for you guys to do is start building a buyer's list. How do you do that? Well, you could use Gmail. That might take you forever and give you a headache. What we use is Aweber. Okay, Aweber is awesome. You can use a website called Vertical Response. You can use Infusionsoft. I choose Aweber because it's cheap and it works. So let me just pull it up
And
here.
if they want to sign up for Aweber, they can just send us a message, and we'll send you guys an affiliate link. It's the same price anyway, so if you're going to sign up,
Yeah, but then we get like $1 a month or something like that. So here's Aweber, guys. I want to make sure that you guys can see it here. And it's actually awesome because it's really cheap. So look, 500 to 2,500 subscribers is $10. You can actually start a free trial for just $1 for the whole month. You only pay $1. And then obviously it'll start billing you for the remainder of your business with them. So basically all this does is it just pulls up your subscribers. And allows people to opt into your mailing list. So you want to say, hey, you know, I don't know how you do this here. I wanted to show them.
Okay, I could do it. Keep talking.
Yeah, so, you know, it says, hey, join my buyers list here. You give them the link. They send it out. Many of you got my emails today. That's from Aweber. And all the wholesalers who you get emails from use some sort of mailing website like Aweber or Vertical Response. So here's my list here. This is the email that I sent out to you guys. And then I have my buyers list here. There's not many people on it. Wait, where is that here? Lost it here. Okay, so then you're able to, let's just say I wanted to create a broadcast, and I can go, hey, I have a new deal. It's going to pull up here. Hey, smoking hot deal.
Just making sure.
Let me see here. Oh, there you go, guys. Sorry, I wasn't showing it. Smoking hot deal. And then you can put all the information. So if you watch wholesalers that send you deals, this is how they do it. And then you can put other keywords, pictures, and everything. I think I pay about $19 a month for this, and it's absolutely amazing. So that's another way that you could. Okay, Frank says send them the link. So really, when you want to become a successful wholesaler, and this is for the wholesaling model and the rehabbing model, doesn't matter. You want to build systems, right? That's a really, really crucial part for building your for running your business as smooth as possible. You don't want to be the one answering your phone, right? You want somebody else to answer your phone. For you, right? You want to be able to get leads, generate leads wherever they come from. You get their number, you build the buyers list, you put the property under contract, you blast it out, and everything just runs as smooth as possible. We talk about this more in depth in our programs, but that's the general idea of putting systems in place, and that's how you have to run your business as smooth as possible and make as much money as possible. Amir is an absolute mastermind on talking about placing systems in your business. So Amir, would you like to talk about that a bit?
Yeah, sure. So when you have systems inside your business, it allows for a couple things. One, for you to be not working in the business where you're an employee, where you can become the business owner. At the beginning, you're going to need to do all the work. You're going to need to be calling the people, picking up the phone, putting up the band sides, doing the whole thing. But it's going to reach a point where doing all of that, you're one-man band, right? There's other companies and groups who've thought, hey, how do we do this smarter? How do we do this faster, easier, quicker? How do you scale out the business? Because ultimately, you guys are in this business to make money in real estate, but it's also to have a life too, right? For you to be able to do whatever you want to do, collect paychecks, and also, and what?
Not work yourself into a job.
And not work yourself into a job. Otherwise, this turns into a job. So keeping that in mind, one of the things I've actually specialized in doing it, and Frank, I see that you said, do you need a website or landing pages? There's a software called Lead Pages. I'll also send you the link on that, on how to set up really quick and easy landing pages that convert really well, that collect lots of emails. And I think we're actually going to do a mini course on that sometime soon, right, Ross?
Yeah, for sure.
So we're going to go into how to do all that in specifics, but I will send you the links, Frank, so you can set it up. But really the whole point is collect the emails. Whether you collect it on your phone, you type it in notes. As soon as you finish a networking event, you get basically business cards. You go ahead and enter them right into your system right away. Just build that list. Build it as quickly and as fast as you can, because once you have a list, I'll tell you this, there are people in the online marketing world, which is the world that I come from, where people literally clock millions of dollars in sales like that by sending out one email. And let's think about it. If you have a property that you want to move right away, and you know you have a list of 1,000 people who have, you know, $500,000 to $1 million, $1 million in cash where they can buy properties, you send that an email, you can move those deals, and you can actually move them at higher prices because there's going to be lots of competition to pick up that property.
Right. Awesome. So, well, I just want to add to that. So the other day I was hanging out with AC Ramos, and many of you from Houston may know him. He's a local wholesaler investor here, and I was talking to him, and I was like, hey man, you know, what's your list like? And I got a couple deals, and he goes, oh, a little over 100,000, and I'm like, what? You have 100,000 people on your list, and they're all buyers who purchase real estate? He's like, yeah. I was like, well, how long did it take you to build that? He's like, a couple years. I was like, dude, that's incredible. I was like, how long does it take you to sell a deal? And he goes, 20 minutes. I was like, what? Here I am putting my deals on Facebook. You'll notice you'll never see a deal from AC Ramos or Tim Meyer or any of those guys or many of the wholesalers on Facebook. And that's because there's a stigma kind of in the industry that says deals go to Facebook to die. Right? If you want to get deals sold, you send them directly to your buyers. Now, a bunch of wholesalers here, I purchase 5 to 10 houses a month. A lot of the wholesalers here have me directly on their VIP list, and I'll teach you guys how to do that, how to get on these lists. And I get deals in my phone that don't even hit email lists, that don't even hit Facebook, that don't hit Craigslist. They come directly to me because they're exactly what I'm looking for, and the person selling them knows what I'm looking for. And in all the deals that I've wholesaled or rehabbed, I've never sold to anybody on Facebook. Not saying that it doesn't work, but you can be a lot more effective when you target your exact buyer through an email list. So I want you guys to build those lists out. Frank goes, do you guys offer a mentorship program? Absolutely, man. I have a one-on-one coaching program, and it's awesome. We can talk about that after the show.
And what we'll also say for people who sign up for any of our products or services, we're going to talk about it in a little bit. And I mean, we're kind of running to the end here. But we're going to go. We're going to keep going.
Rocking. No.
You guys are ready to go. We'll keep going.
I'm rocking. I go all night here, baby. Okay, so Shay and Jeff, haven't heard from you guys. Are you there? Are you listening? Are you watching? Are you watching SportsCenter? What's happening? Are you guys there?
Right now?
Let me know what's happening, guys. I'm here for you. While you do that, I want to go ahead and answer any more questions that you have. Gerardo, Frank, let's rock it.
Gerardo's coming back on. Oh, what's up, man?
What's up, Ross? What's the dilly? Hey, well, yeah, man. Hey, that's a lot of good information.
Hey, this your boy Gerardo, a.k.a. Lilo.
Hey, Gerardo, a.k.a. Yayo.
Yayo.
Yes, sir. Now, Ross, like I said, that's real good information, building the buyer's list, which is great. I have a buyer's list. It's not that big. It's probably like 10 people on there. But something you may not know, Ross, is that I'm actually partnered up with Prosperity, Ross. You know what I'm saying? I went through one of their, I'm actually partnered up with them, and this deal that I just sold, that sold yesterday, was sold through one of their buyers. It took them literally, it took us 5 days to get to go ahead and sell it to one of their buyers. You know what I'm saying? So, now wholesaling is a great thing. I love it. You know, but the rehabbing part of the business is where I want to get involved.
That's where you want to get involved.
And one of the things that's keeping me back is where do I get the funding for these deals? Because I come across some real good deals
Okay.
that I actually look at and I think to myself, damn, I don't want to wholesale this. I want to rehab it.
Right. So I'm going to say one thing, and then I'm going to teach you how to raise money right now. When I first got started in the business, I thought that wholesaling was beneath rehabbing. I thought that it was less, right? Like rehabbing is like the MLB and wholesaling is college baseball. I made $7,000 off one rehab a couple months ago, and I wholesaled a property just a week ago for $10,000. Now, that's so. What I want you to, I completely understand that, and I'm going to get into that. But what I want you to know is that, just for anybody out there else listening, wholesaling and rehab, one's not better than the other. They're just two different models. And the idea is to build the apple tree so that when you got your deal flow coming in, you can pick and choose which deals you want to do. Oh, this deal, I don't really want to rehab this one. I want to wholesale it. This deal, wow, I got this at a great price. I'm going to keep it, and I'm going to build equity, and I'm going to cash flow it. This deal, this is a perfect fix and flip, and I'm going to add lots of value to the community. So once you build your apple tree from all your deal flow strategies, you're able to pick and choose what you want to do. And that's why I just recently wholesaled a few, and that's why I'm rehabbing 4 properties at the moment, because I pick and choose. Now, as far as getting into rehabbing obviously, requires a little more work. And raising the money is one component of getting into a rehab. There are other components that you're going to take from your wholesaling knowledge and transfer those over to your rehabbing business. So you got things like finding deals, evaluating deals. There's different formulas. You got estimating repairs, managing your crews, raising money, and closing the deal. I call it my 6-step formula. Raising money is simple. The idea is to create a vision. Gerardo, you have excellent energy, right? If I was a private lender and you came up to me and said, Ross, I can get this house for 40 cents on the dollar. Dude, this house is worth $100,000. I have the option to buy it at $40,000. And guess what? It only needs $20,000 of repairs, right? That's $40,000 of built-in equity right there in the deal. What does that mean? The idea of raising money is to create a vision and sell the vision to somebody else. That's what raising money is all about. There's 3 ways to raise private money. You got hard money, you got private money, and you got conventional money. Hard money, for all you guys out there, and Gerardo, are you writing this down? Okay, so hard money lenders lend on, they're asset-based lenders, right? They lend on distressed property that they know is distressed. Now, one thing about hard money lenders, because they're lending on a distressed property that a conventional bank wouldn't lend on, their requirements are going to be a little different, and their money is going to be a little more expensive. So they will probably require cash reserves. They're not going to be as interested in your credit score as a conventional bank. And as long as you get the property under contract for a right price, you can go ahead and do hard money. But you may need cash reserves. They may require you to pay for your rehab up front, and then they'll deliver funds in escrow as it goes. So I teach my students to use what's called OPM. And I know the guys over at Prosperity teach OPM. And what is that, guys? That's other people's money. It's the best kind of money there is, because in real estate, to get to the top of the food chain in this business, all you got to do is leverage others. That's all you got to do, right? So once you learn how to leverage other people for their money, you can go ahead and use that to make yourself money. Now, there's different places to look for money. There's different things to say. There's how much do you pay them? When do you, pay them? And how do you do it, right? There's lots of questions. So I want to kind of zero in here and ask you guys, what's stopping you from raising private money? What aspect of it?
Frank's asked the question as well.
What's stopping me from raising private money?
Yeah,
would
what aspect?
Finding a private lender.
Okay, private lender. Awesome.
I guess I guess finding a private lender that is willing to work with me, or yeah, that's willing to work with me.
Okay. Awesome. So there's two things here, guys, and I mean absolutely no disrespect to anybody in this group here, but there's two things that are really gonna help you raise all the money in the world. Now, I used to wear earrings. I mean, you see me, I wear my snapback and all that. I'm not gonna raise private money like this. They just simply won't do it, and many of you guys may know that already. So one thing is your appearance. You want your appearance to be on point. You know, dress up in a nice suit, wear a nice button down or something. And you're basically pitching your vision. So remember one thing, guys. People buy people, right? People buy from other people because they like what that person is doing. So as long as your appearance is okay, right, and you look presentable, you're ready to rock out. The second component is where to find it. I remember one day I'm over at my country club. I'm a member of the West Side Tennis Club over here off Westheimer, and I'm talking to my uncle who's a commercial real estate investor, and he's like, Ross, like I'm complaining about where to find money, and he's like, Ross, look around you, look around. All these people have money. They all have their computers out. They're all dressed nice. He's like, why don't you just go up to them with a business card and say, hey, my name's Ross, I rehab houses, da-da-da-da-da. He's like, once you get your script together, you can go up to anybody. So think about it. Starbucks, country clubs, right? Lawyers, doctors. Now, in my mentoring program, we provide a script that helps you get all the money you can ever ask for. And there's certain things that you can say. Now, those are some places where you can find the people, but now you have to qualify them. You want to find people that have retirement accounts that are not giving them a certain percent return, certain percent ROI, which is return on investment. So you're looking to give out, maybe because you're a new investor, anywhere from 8 to 10%, right? And what you can say is, hey, do you have a retirement account like a CD, like a 401k, an IRA, or maybe even a traditional account like a CD account or a money market that's not giving you a 10% return? They're gonna be like, yeah, I don't get 10%, and they're gonna laugh because banks don't give that kind of percentages. You go to a bank tomorrow, you will go and walk in there and say, hey, I have $1,000. How do I invest it? They're gonna put you up an account that's gonna give you like a 0.5% return. And that's why real estate is so appealing. So it's the idea of selling your vision to somebody else, using the script, and just going up to people and saying, hey, this is who I am. This is what I do. This is what I'm going to do. When I first got started, I was telling everybody, I was going to the Rich Club, the Wealth Club, all the clubs. And I said, my name's Ross Alex, and I'm going to be the biggest real estate investor in the United States of America. And this is exactly what I'm going to do. And this is how I'm going to do it. And they were blown away. They're like, holy shit, this kid is going to take over the world. I need to get in with him. And people were literally handing me over money. It was that simple. Not right then and there, but, you know, we would set up a lunch and I would say, hey, I'd love to talk to you further about what I do and what I can offer you. And you know, it was just like that. So the idea is to sell a vision. Now, what you can do, and the power of a mentorship program, Gerardo, like you're involved with Prosperity. So I'm going to show you right now how you can leverage that. Hi, my name is Gerardo. And currently, I'm actually getting into flipping and fixing and flipping houses. Over the past couple of months, I've been working with a team of elite investors who flip over 100 properties a year. Been involved in their programs. I'm getting ready to fix and flip my first house. This is exactly what I'm going to do, and this is exactly when I'm going to do it. So, you know, if you don't have a retirement account that's giving you X amount return, you know, would you be interested in investing? So, you know, you can say things like that. And you know what? As a bonus,
oh, no,
I give bonuses out. As a bonus, I'm going to give you guys a script. I'm going to give you guys a script. This script is part of my 6-step formula program. I'm just going to give you guys a script for coming on to my event, my show tonight, and joining me and hanging with me. So I'm going to give you guys that script, and it's going to give you the details and all the meat and potatoes. So that's the idea. Now, you might have a couple of investments coming up in the future, And what you're gonna say is, hey, you know, in about a month from now, I'm raising $100,000 to buy some property. If you're interested in receiving a 10% return, here's my business card. Always get their card, right? Always get their contact. They're not gonna hit you up. You have to reach out to them. You need them. They need you, but they don't know that they need you, right? So always get their name and their number and their email, no matter who you talk to. Now, another misconception in real estate, in raising money, is sometimes people don't know where to raise the money. Now, when I raise money, I don't raise money from people who are already investing in real estate. Why? Because why would they need me, right? They're already investing in real estate. So what I do, especially for you guys here in Houston, if you know, for Jeff, I know you're out there in the Midwest. But what you guys can do is hit up doctors, hit up lawyers, oil and gas people. There's so many people in Houston that have millions of dollars and hundreds of thousands of dollars of cash that you need a pitch. So what I would do is I would go on meetup.com and I would sign up for every entrepreneur mixer, every mixer possible, business mixers, lawyer mixers, doctor mixers. I would go to every event possible and practice your pitch. Pitch in front of the mirror and do it over and over and over again. And when you talk to people, you'll be able to pitch them like that. And the goal is, the outcome is not to raise the money right then and there, but it's to set up a meeting, right? That's the goal, to set up a meeting with them where you can say, okay, here's my business plan. This is what I'm looking to do. Are you interested? Recently, we went to a mixer at the Front Porch Pub in Midtown Houston, and I'm talking to this guy who invested 20 years ago, and now he doesn't know what to do with his money. I told him what I do. He literally handed me over $100,000, literally. And that's because I was just talking to him, and I'm like, hey, man, this is what I'm doing. And one question that he asked me was, do you have any references? And I want you guys to write this down. As you do deals, Gerardo, you're doing your first deal here in a couple of weeks, or, you know, you're wholesaling. What I want you guys to do is conceptualize the idea of what we call a bragging binder. Now, a bragging binder has all of your credentials in it. It's like your resume. Try and get a job without a resume, it probably won't work. Well, you try and raise private money without a resume, it probably won't work either. So it's okay if you don't have one right now, because you can use leverage, and I'll teach you guys that later. But what you want to do is you want to put all of your deals, everything you've ever done, whether you partnered on a deal, whether you went to whatever, in a binder, and we call it a bragging binder. I have a bragging binder that has every deal I've ever worked on. So when I talk to people about raising money, I say, here's what I've done. Check it out, right? Check this out. I mean, it's pretty badass, right? It speaks for itself. So that's a great way to get people excited about what you're doing. And the idea is to make them money, right? You're making them money, and you're making money while you do it. So I've never invested a dime of my own money flipping houses, and it's because I know how to pitch. I know how to raise it. I know how to create excitement. That's the idea. I know how to sell my vision. And once you learn how to do that, the possibilities are endless. So, I mean, that's really that. There's a lot more to it. There's more components. I don't have time to go over it all right now, but that's the main idea. Do you guys have any questions on that? Frank says, what books are audio?
Yeah, Ross.
Yeah. Well,
I just wanted to input. I wanted to input because they were teaching us that at Prosperity when I was going through their classes about how to create an elevator pitch, on how to approach private lenders, or private lenders most of all, because of course hard money lenders, you don't need a pitch. You just need to qualify for what they're asking to go ahead and use their funds. But as far as a private lender, you got to have an elevator pitch, which I had worked on, but didn't work on it as far as sharpening it up. Like you said, practice it. Practice it to yourself in the mirror. But I'm gonna definitely work on another. I'm gonna definitely work on one and practice it because, like you said, wholesaling is great, but I do want to go ahead and get my feet or my hands into rehabbing as well. And like you said, have deals to pick from. You can wholesale this one, you can rehab this one, and I want to have that. I want to have that option. You know what I'm saying? So
absolutely, man. And once you do that, you'll be able to absolutely rock out. So what I want you to do is a plan of action. Okay. Do you have business cards?
I do.
Okay, awesome. Does it clearly say what you do?
Yeah, I don't have none here with me right now, but yeah, it does. I mean, it just says Fast Cash, RNG Home Buyers, my name, my wife's name, which is my partner, my email address, and my phone number. Any condition, any situation.
Okay,
I
awesome.
don't know if you can see that.
Yep, I got you. So,
It's just simple.
yeah, it's simple. So what I want you to do is two things. I want you to spend at least an hour at Home Depot handing out business cards and talking to people and say, hey, this is what I do. I fix and flip houses, and you know, sometimes I wholesale them. I get great deals. If you have a deal, I pay bird dog fees. Give them the spiel. Hand out your business card and ask them for one in return. If they don't have one in return, that's fine. And I also want you to start going to places where rich people hang out. I mean, it's absolutely amazing. Think about it. Where do you find money? You find money where rich people hang out. Starbucks.
Absolutely.
Starbucks. I remember I was reading a book, Think and Grow Rich. Many of you may have read it. And I had it sitting on my table. And I was at Starbucks drinking a coffee. And somebody came up to me and they said, I'm a fellow entrepreneur. I read that book. It's absolutely incredible. What do you do? And we started having an absolutely amazing conversation. Hang out at Starbucks for a bit. Pass out your business cards and say, hey, this is what I'm doing. You know, and give them the pitch right there. Hey, here's my business card. We're always raising money. We always find great deals. Give them the quick pitch. Get a business card in exchange and do follow-ups. Follow-ups are really, really important. You know, to kind of make sure that you're keeping the relationship, man. And a lot of people go to other real estate investors to raise money. Well, that's kind of like thinking in here. I want you guys to think out here. Doctors make 6-7 figures. Lawyers make 6-7 figures. Oil and gas engineers make 6-7 figures. There's a lot of money out there, and people aren't getting great returns on their money. You as an investor can provide a great return on your money. Now, remember one thing: for legality purposes, you can't promise anything. Real estate is an investment. You can lose everything, and you can make a lot of money. So there is something called the SEC, the Security and Exchange Commission, and there's regulations on what you can do. Gerardo, I can't promise you a 6% return. Legally, I can. I can go to jail for that. But I can tell you that on average, our investors receive a 6% return. You see the difference there? So there's no guarantee at all. So I want to make sure that you guys aren't out there saying, hey, man, I'll get you a 10% return, no doubt, because legally you can't say stuff like that.
Right. Man, good, man. Great. I was thinking to myself, what's your elevator pitch? If you could just kind of pitch it to us real quick.
Oh!
I'd like to hear it.
After drinking some wine? Okay, so what I would say is like, hey, what's going on? Now, you don't want to sound like a robot, so for the purpose of talking to myself here, I'm just kind of fly through it. Hey, what's happening? You know, I'm Ross. What's your name? Da-da-da-da-da. And they're going to tell me their name. And I'm going to say, hey, you know, I'm actually a real estate investor here in Houston. Okay. I come across awesome deals. Blah, 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 blah. Or you know what? I'll start that over. Hi, my name is Ross. I'm a real estate investor here in Houston. And I wanted to ask you if you have a retirement account that's not giving you a 10 to 12% return on your money. Oh, no? Oh, man, I'm sorry to hear that. Well, a little bit about what I do is I fix and flip properties. Sometimes we flip them to other investors. Sometimes we keep them and landlord them. Sometimes we fix and flip them. And on average, our investors are receiving anywhere from 10 to 12%. You know, we come across lots of properties. We actually have the option to buy these properties at pennies on the dollar. You know, if you were ever interested in receiving a blank return on your money, here's my business card. Go ahead and contact me, and I'd love to speak to you further. There's a lot more to that. That's like the short version, on the spot version. I'm going to give you guys the script anyway, but what you want to do is you don't want to sound like a robot. You want to have conversation with people. Right? So that brings us into something called cold marketing and warm marketing, right? When you're at Starbucks, you're cold marketing. But the idea is to set an appointment, right? Hey, I'd love to talk to you further. Let's go ahead and set up lunch. or let's go ahead and come by my office. So now you're going to set up in your 30-minute meeting or an hour meeting. They're going to come to you, and now you're going to give them the warm pitch, right? You're going to say, hey, look, this is what I do. My name's Gerardo. I work with a team of elite investors. I'm shopping properties here at 40 to 50 cents on the dollar. It's absolutely amazing. We have crews. We have, we have title companies. We have lenders. We have the whole works, or we have cash partners. That kind of get us through the deal. We're looking to raise X amount of dollars. Would you be interested? And then you're kind of like, you're building that rapport with them. You're building a relationship with them on a one-on-one basis.
Cool, Ross. Hey, look, check it out. I appreciate that. I'm not looking to copy what you just said, but I want to get an idea of what the elevator pitch is supposed to sound like.
Well, let me stop you there. I want you to copy what I said because it works.
Okay.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull up the script here. Now, when we're all finished here, I want you guys to send me your email address, and I'm gonna send you the script as a bonus for joining me here on this webinar.
That's what's up.
Now, you guys can fine tune it for yourself. Frank, let's do lunch, man. I'm always game. I like Chipotle, so if you want to take me there. I know you're trying to script on me, but I'm serious. If you take me to Chipotle, I'll be a happy guy. So, Shay, Jeff, you still there? What's happening?
They're listening to all the secrets and taking down all these notes.
Yeah, they're just sitting there. I know Jeff was having some technical difficulties. So,
I got a shitload of notes, bro. I'm full of notes, bro. I'm grinding as I go, bro.
My man, Yayo.
Hey, I'm trying to see when we're gonna meet in person, my man. So, man, maybe we should get something together. Maybe meet up at a little bar somewhere, have a couple of drinks, and just have some conversations, and like I said, I'd like to meet you guys in person, man. But definitely good information, man. I appreciate you guys for setting this up. I know I've been following you for a while. I just decided this time to say, man, let me go in there and let me meet these guys. Let me see what's up, and let me get some good information from active investors that are actually out there doing rehabs, man. I see your videos, and man, that shit is so inspiring. It makes me feel it, and I feel like doing some rehabs.
So, I mean, yeah, man, thank you so much, man. I mean, Gerardo, man, the reality is, man, last year, about a year and a half ago, I was in college. I hated it. I barely passed high school. I love to learn. I just don't really like traditional education. I like stuff that's going to teach me how to make money. So I dropped out of college. I quit my job. I moved here from New York City, and I just started making it happen, man. I put one and one and one and one. I put it all together, and it just started happening. And when you really, Gerardo, you're gonna be successful in this business simply because you have the energy, man. You have the energy, you have the drive, you have the motivation, you have the ambition, and that's what it takes, man. The people that sit around and just do nothing and always complain as to why they're not getting results, they're the ones that aren't gonna get anywhere. And you know what, man? They're gonna be spectators their entire life, and it's sad, all right? And that brings me to the question. It's like, are you gonna be on the court? Or are you going to be in the stands? Which is it going to be? Do you want to live that financially free life and start making lots of money? Or do you just want to watch me rehabbing houses? And that's a question that I like to ask people to get them fired up, man, because it's a reality for you. It can be a reality for any of you, man. If I can do it, you can do it. I'm no better than you, man. I'm no better than you. And I'm not rich. So, I mean, there you go, man. I still write my own goddamn letters.
That's what I'm talking about. Look at all my return mail from a bunch of postcards I sent out, man. I got a bunch of return mail from postcards I had sent out. And like, man, I don't know how your response rate, man, but on these letters and these postcards, I don't get really good response rate, bro. I don't know. I'm sending out to absentee owners, but my bandit signs are blowing my phone up. I make 2 or 3 appointments a week. They don't always take my offer. As a matter of fact, earlier today, I spoke to a seller that I've been talking to. man, somebody went in there and beat me to the deal and offered $1,000 more than I was, and she actually signed a contract for them. So they kind of took it from me, but that's how the game goes, you know. That's how the game goes.
That's how it goes.
But matter of fact, I'm doing my bandit signs tonight, and I was gonna go out tonight and put them out, but I might just do it tomorrow night since I've been drinking a little too.
Well, Frank, Frank just asked, are bandit signs legal? Well, Frank, bandit signs are technically legal and illegal. It depends on where you are. I know I love to invest in Pasadena, and I know that bandit signs are illegal in Pasadena, so if you get caught putting them up, you will probably get a fine, or you will probably get arrested. If you might have the police calling you. Gerardo, you might know that you can go ahead and go out at nighttime and kind of just stamp them out and run away, or do whatever, you know, whatever works. What I tell people about bandit signs is, if you're gonna do them, just don't get caught. Right? Just don't do it in front of a police officer, you know, and that's really what it is. So just don't get caught doing them, and make sure you put them in the right areas. You know, make sure you're putting them in lower income neighborhoods, properties that are in distress. I mean, you know, I remember when I first got started bandit signing, I was putting signs out in Katy, and I wasn't getting any calls. And I'm like, well, what's happening? As far as using a Google Voice, okay. I don't recommend using a Google Voice number, and there's two reasons, or one reason. The reason is because it's very easy to miss a call, and there's more effective ways on using on collecting leads. Two ways. You can use a virtual assistant. I'm gonna post it here right now. Okay. Now, if you are going to use a Google Voice number, I highly encourage you guys to go to odesk.com, okay, and use what we call a virtual assistant, okay? And when you use a virtual assistant, you can give them the Google Voice number and give them like a time frame, and they'll answer any calls that come in, so that you never miss a call. Because it's pretty easy to miss a call if you're using Google Voice. Now, that's why I use Pat Live, which is 24-hour customer service. Somebody's always going to answer my phone. Now, I'm going to show you guys what it sounds like right now, just for the purpose of this webinar. Now, it's not cheap, but I'm going to show you guys right now what it sounds like for those of you listening.
Make it loud.
Please call for a Christian Ross Property Solutions representative. Thank you for calling Christian Ross Property Solutions, LLC. Are you calling to sell your house, buy a house, or for some other matter?
Yes, I'd like to sell a house, please.
Wonderful. If you have a moment, I'm just going to collect a little bit of information from you.
Okay, ma'am, can I speak to Ross, please?
He's not here right now, so I'm just taking his messages for him.
Oh, okay, you're his receptionist?
Yes.
Oh, okay, sure. My house is 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and I need to sell it tomorrow.
You said 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms?
Yes.
And may I have the address of the home, please?
It's 223 Johnson Road.
Perfect. And may I have the city?
It's in Tuscaloosa, Alabama.
Perfect. And do you happen to have the zip code?
77532.
Perfect. So I have 223 Johnson Road.
Miss, is Ross gonna buy my house?
I'm not sure, sir. You would have to wait until he gets your call back.
Okay, when is he gonna call me back?
He would call you back within 24 hours.
Oh, okay, great. Bye. So what?
Well, you're so nice to your own receptionist. I muted you out, Gerardo. You can unmute yourself.
So what just happened there? I called my Pat Live. Now that just cost me about $1, because I think it's $1 a minute. But what's gonna happen now is I'm gonna get an email that says everything I just said to that lady. I mean, that's really powerful. Now, obviously, that was just a test, but that's how it works. They're trained. They have a script in front of them, so they know exactly what to say.
Question: what about Spanish speakers, bro? What about Spanish speakers?
They speak Spanish, too.
They do. So if a Spanish speaker calls and says, "Puedo hablar en español," they'll have somebody that'll speak in Spanish.
Absolutely. Let's go ahead and...
It's called a professional phone service. That's their business.
I love that shit. Pat Live, right?
Yeah, Pat Live.
That shit.
Yeah, it's pretty tight, man. See, bilingual customer service.
Okay.
They may charge you a little bit more, but
You see, I'm a full-time HVAC technician, Ross. I work long hours. Right now it's been slow, so whenever I'm at work, I sell air conditioners. That's what I do for a living for 10 years. And whenever I'm at work and I get sometimes I may not be able to get to the phone, so it'd be good to set this up. That way I get an email, and as soon as I get a free time, I'll be able to call them sellers right back and you know, talk to them live with them and be able to set up an appointment to go out there and get that thing under contract.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So I just want to show you here, guys, what exactly this looks like.
you just send it in the chat box.
Can you see my screen?
Yes.
All right. Just give me 1 second, bud. As soon as it comes through, I'm going to show you guys exactly what it looks like. What are you doing? Yeah, that's my mom. Hey, Ma, what's going on? my mom just hopped on the webinar. That's what that looks like. Now, for the next 5 minutes, because we are running out of time here, I want to answer any questions. Shay, I haven't heard from you. Jeff, I haven't heard from you. Frank, I want you to answer some questions, ask me some questions, because this is a question-based webinar, and I'm here to answer anything you guys have. So for the next 5 minutes, it's 8:30 now. At 8:35, Shay, I just saw that question for the first time. It's the first question I saw. Shay, I'm sorry if you were asking me questions. They did not come up in the chat box at all. So Frank, let me hear from you. Jeff, let me hear from you.
I haven't seen any of these guys unmute their microphone or even get on the little camera there. What's going on?
All the questions Shay popped up were here. You want to answer some of them?
Oh, wow. You did it that way. Okay, that's why okay, let me see here.
You want to read them out loud?
Where do we look if we aren't in rich areas or no wealthy people? Who takes a chance on rookies? Now, Jeff, that comes down to you being able to sell your vision. What does this question mark mean? Can he hear me?
No, that's fine. Don't worry about it.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
All right. So, Jeff's question was, well, what if there's no rich people in your area, right? Well, first of all, there's always... Just got another question come through. Okay, so first of all, there's always people with money in your area, no matter what, right? It just happens. And the type of money that we're talking about, we're not talking about millions of dollars, Jeff. We're just talking about $50,000 to $100,000 to go ahead and fix and flip your first house, right? Or maybe $150,000. You're not necessarily looking for $5-10 million. Now, as long as you are connecting yourself with the right people and exposing yourself to the right people and pitching your vision, that's what it all comes down to. I mean, when I tell people that I'm about to take over the world, people believe me because I say it with confidence. And people see my videos and they're like, holy shit, this kid's doing something, let me get in. And I've had a lot of people contact me and say, hey, I want to lend you some money just off that. But if you're not doing videos, that's okay. Go up to people and say, hey, my name's Jeff. this is what I do, and it's pretty cool that I do it this way. You know, I've been working with a team of great investors. And I plan on fixing and flipping a house here in the next couple of weeks. You know, if you're not receiving a return on your investment of like 10 to 12%, well, you know, we should go ahead and talk. I'd love to sit down and have lunch with you, tell you a little bit more about what I do and how we can work together. Would you be interested in that? And if they say no, then say, okay, well, thanks for chatting, right? But if they say yes, go ahead, get their business card, you give them yours, set up a lunch appointment, and then you go into further detail. And we talk about all this on how to actually get down and dirty in our 6-step formula program, on raising private money, and in our mentorship program. But I mean, that's the grand scheme of it. It's actually pretty easy. We got another question here. How much I would have to pay back if I borrow $100K? Shay, if you borrow $100,000, the amount of money that you're going to pay in interest is determined by you, right? You're the investor. You're controlling the deal and you're controlling the terms. Now, sometimes your investors may be like, hey, you know, I'm only investing for a 10% return. Well, then you can negotiate. But as a first-time investor, it's okay to get raped in interest, right? Like 10 to 12%. Because remember this, guys, and write this down. A deal done is better than a deal not done. Now, that's really important. I'll say it one more time. A deal done is better than a deal not done. Okay? Now, what that means is I don't care if you make $1,000 off a deal, $10,000 off a deal, $5,000, $500. It doesn't matter, because the idea of raising money and getting successful in this business is building your resume. The bigger your resume, the more connections that are gonna that you're gonna make, the more people are gonna want to interact with you. I don't care if you only make $500. You want to know the reality of it? My second flip I ever did, I walked away with $900. We got raped in inspections. I went way over budget. I made mistakes. I messed up, and I made $900. I was furious. But you know what? That's okay, and that will happen. It may happen. I'm lucky I didn't lose money, which most investors do. But you know what? It's okay, because that deal is on my resume. It's in my bragging binder, and nobody's ever going to know the amount of money I made off of it. I can tell them I made $20,000. They wouldn't know, but you know what? It was a deal done. I learned a lot, and now I'm moving on. And now I've been doing 10 deals a month. So it's okay if you lose money on a deal, and it's okay if you don't make $10,000 on a deal. You're not always going to make that amount of money, but a deal done is better than a deal not done. That's it. I remember I was talking to one of my buddies, and I said, hey, man, you should wholesale that. And he said, nah, I could probably only make $1,000. I was like, what's wrong with $1,000? It's only going to take an hour of your life. What's wrong with making $1,000? It was like, well, I don't do flips for less than $5,000. I was like, okay, you can go stand over there, because we take any money that comes our way. All right, we got Shay, send me some links. I got you. Shay, I got you. The leads that come, would I have to take all the calls through Real Acquisitions, or do they weed out the bad ones? So when you use a system like PatLive, they don't weed out the bad ones. They send every deal to you. Okay, so you're the one that weeds out the bad ones. Now, there's multiple, criteria that you may be looking for. If you're looking for properties in Pasadena, then, and a deal comes in that's in Katy, you may not be interested in it, and you may pass on it. As far as weeding out the bad ones, they don't do that. It's your job to do that. So as far as the leads coming in, whether you're the one answering your phone or your Google Voice number and you're going through your lead sheet, right? And you guys should have a lead sheet. You can actually pick up a lead sheet in Google, or you can get one through me, whatever it is, in my training program. It's just a couple of questions that you ask. Hey, what's the square footage? What do you currently owe? Are you interested in payments? And then that's how you determine if it's a deal or if it's a not deal. So weeding out the bad ones, that's how you do that. And then let's see here. All right, let me go back here. Okay, so I think I answered about any questions. Is there any other questions that you guys would like me to answer? Okay, I think we're all good here. Gerardo, you all good, brother?
You want to tell him about the 6-step?
Oh, of course. So, guys, believe it or not,
Hey, we're good.
all right, my man. Believe it or not, alcohol and talking a lot, I'm sweating. So I'm just gonna use the restroom real quick. My man Amir here.
Right here. What's up, everybody? You guys enjoyed that? Was that an awesome webinar or what? We've been actually talking about, we talked about this morning.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, yeah, awesome. We literally, around noon, we sat down and we said, yo, let's go ahead and do this webinar. We just slammed it together and just started promoting it today while we were driving around touring properties.
I just want to say something. Guys, I used to be a broke bartender. I was broke out of my mind and I didn't have a pot to piss in. And now I make hundreds of thousands of dollars investing in real estate. I'm no better than you, and you guys can do it too. It's a reality for you. You follow the system, you get the education, and you do it. I'm here to serve you. I'm here to help you every second of the way. I'm doing it currently. I'm in the market right now, and you're going to be doing it too. And I can't wait for you to share your results with me, because really, guys, I had an aha moment one day when I went home and I saw all my friends from high school standing outside the barber shop pissing their life away. And I said, how can I serve my community and get people to do what I do? Because I kind of wanted to hop on a megaphone and say, invest in real estate. Invest in real estate. Your life will never be the same. You will make lots of money and live the lifestyle you always dreamed of. And people just didn't understand. So I came up with this idea of sharing my vision and my results with the community here. And that's why I want to thank you guys so much for joining me. And, you know, I wish you guys the best of success. I'm always here for you. And it can absolutely be a reality for you guys. My life has completely did a 180 in the past year and a half. And if it wasn't for this guy here, I wouldn't be talking to you guys right now. So, I mean, that's that. It was an absolute pleasure. I'll say bye to you guys in a minute, but I'm going to use the restroom real quick.
So here's what we've actually done. So Ross talked to me. He said, hey, I want to be able to help people all around the world invest in real estate. That was kind of the vision just a couple months ago. And today we actually have mentoring students. We have people who have bought our core product, which is our 6-step formula. So what I want to do right now is just take the opportunity to explain the 2 products that we have that we want to encourage you to take the next step if that's the next step in your investing business. The first product is our 6-step formula. Inside our 6-step formula, just like Ross explained, we go into massive detail. It's about 50 hours of training, right? I know Shay here, who's on the webinar, he's bought that program, and maybe Shay can come out here and say a couple of things about it.
Jeff, too.
And as well as Jeff. Jeff, he's also bought the 6-step formula. So there's a couple of you here left who haven't bought the 6-step formula. You do want to invest in it. So what is the 6-step formula? It's literally the step-by-step process Ross has used to generate over $123,000 in his first 6 months investing, right? Step 1, and more than that now, I don't even want to talk about the numbers, but you guys get the point, right? Number 1 is strategy. We're talking about wholesaling. We're talking about landlording. Of course, we're talking about rehabbing, right? The second step, the second module, we talk about finding deals. We talk about 9 ways of finding deals. Direct mail, like we talked about on this webinar, is one of the more important ones, right? And we actually go into it in even more detail inside of our program. You guys had a really good glimpse of what it looks like to grab something like RealX or go to ListSource, get a mailing list, get out the direct mail letter, send those things out, right? And literally start getting phone calls. I actually, and Ross is in the bathroom right now, so I can take advantage of this. I was the one who did direct mail first. He was afraid to do it. He was afraid to, you know, invest in the stamps. He was afraid to get Pat Live. He's like, oh my God, it's so expensive, right? And that was a couple months ago, right? And now he's like, yo, it's the best thing I ever did, right? So some of you, if you haven't crossed that hurdle, go ahead and do that. Cross that hurdle. Just invest. Test it out. The only way you're going to see if things are working for you is to go out there, do it, and if it works, keep doing it. If it doesn't, stop doing it, right? Like Gerardo, you've done an excellent job with bandit signs. You could probably teach a course on that because Ross and I haven't really tried bandit signs, but Ross has been really hasn't been really successful doing it, right? He's had more success getting deals through brokers right off the MLS and getting really great success off direct mail and just going out there and negotiating with the seller's belly, right? So those are kind of the things that are important. The next thing that we talk about 9 different ways. We have PDFs of everything, literally detailed notes. You don't even have to take the notes. You can literally get the course, get like 28 PDFs, where you can just download instantly to your phone, go through all the stuff. We explain all the terms, all the terminology, and we literally like put a sweat equity of about 2 months putting this together, right? So step 3, module 3 is evaluating deals, right? And some of you already know how to evaluate deals. You already know how to get quick estimates of the rehab, and you're taking a look at it. But we take evaluating deals to the next level. We talk about pulling comps. We talk about literally going in depth of finding out like how much is a toilet worth, how much is a door worth, how do you calculate the exact numbers so if you were to go rehab the house that your actual rehab budget is accurate, right? Because if you don't have an accurate rehab budget and you go over it, obviously you heard Ross's story on one deal. He walked away with only $900 and he was lucky that he didn't lose money, right? And that was his second deal. Right? So we go into great detail about that. We also talk about in the next module how to raise money. We literally spent, how many hours? We spent 3 hours talking about how to pitch, what state to be in terms of physiology, in terms of how you feel, how do you communicate with that other person, exactly what to say, and we give you the exact script. We want you to use that script like Ross said, and we literally have you repeat that, practice that, allow yourself to change some of the beliefs. Some of you have limiting beliefs on what you believe you can raise. I know I didn't grow up rich. I grew up poor, right? My parents were poor. I didn't even believe people had $50,000 or $100,000 in cash, right? And I think I heard somebody here on the webinar say, hey, what if I live out west and I don't know any rich people or this or that? There are people out there with money. They may not brag about it. And in most cases, people have a lot of money. They want to go incognito. They don't want to let anybody know they have money because they don't want to get, sued, right? So and the magic is even if you know how to create value, if you know how to show them how you can make more money with their money, they will invest with you, right? And Ross was able to raise, $250,000 in funds before he did his first rehab, right? Some of you guys are like, oh, I have to do a rehab before, right? Or the question was like, hey, what if they don't trust me, right? What if they don't trust me? I've never done it before. I'm a newbie. I'm a beginner. They only know what they see. Right? They only know what they see. They know it's investing. They know it's risky. They know that there's a situation going on. And in many cases, you say, look, here's the type of return that I can get. And we talk about that all inside that module. How to really raise the funds, how to actually go ahead and lock yourself in. And then not only how to get the investors investing with you, but how to keep your private lenders giving you more and more money for more and more deals. And that's really the magic, because you want them to keep rolling that money forward. And I know there's a couple of people in Houston I've personally chatted with. They literally have like 4 or 5 private lenders, and amongst them all, they can do $1 million rehab projects with no money out of their pocket, right? So you are the person with the experience. Bring the experience to the table, and all you need to know is more than they do. You don't need to be an expert, right? Or you can leverage, and this is what we say. Hey, one of the things you say is like, hey, I work with a team of investors. How can you say that? We're your mentors, right? Prosperity Group, they're another group of mentors. Hey, I work with a team of investors who literally buy, fix, and flip properties all around this Houston area and literally create hundreds of thousands of dollars in wealth. And my question for you is, do you want to be a part of that system? Do you want to be a part of the money that's coming in, right? So we talk about that in great detail. We talk about closing it. We talk about title companies, how to lock yourself in, how to make sure that, what the contracts look like. I know some people ask me, hey, I don't want to do anything illegal. Where do you get the contracts? What's it look like? Where to fill out the boxes? What to do? And then we talk about the rehab process. Ross, we've done, how about this? Let's toss this in as a bonus. How many rehabs do we have on film from beginning to end? We've actually filmed the property before Ross has put it on the contract, right? We film it when he's just walking around saying, hey, I think I'm going to offer this on it. We film him when he actually puts the property on the contract and he's in his option period. We film him when he's talking to his GC saying, hey, how much do you think it's going to cost, when he's doing his due diligence. We film him when he's inside the property walking around, and the first day, we film them when they're fixing the roof. We film them when they're doing foundation. We film when they're doing the interior rehab, beginning to end. And each step's like, we were just on property today filming, the cabinets that are custom being built for that property, right? So
in-depth videos.
and they're in depth. They're 30 minutes to 45 minutes or an hour each. And literally every single step of the way, how much did everything cost? What did we think it was going to cost? What did it turn out to be? And literally, it's like you're hanging out with Ross at a rehab, right? We have it all on video, right? We will toss that in. You want to toss in those 2 properties that you did from beginning to end and made over $30,000 on those flips. Do you want to toss in those videos for the people here just on this webinar if they decide to sign up tonight? Yeah, let's do it. Okay, we'll give that to you guys. If you haven't signed up for the 6th step yet and you want to, we will toss that in as a bonus. And let's say this, we've got Shay here. I know we've got Jeff here. We've got other people who've already bought the 6th step. We're going to just give it to you for free right now because we're actually going to sell that product for another, $1,000 or so because of the level of depth of walking through and just pointing everything out. The last rehab we did is down to the studs. They literally had to take all the sheetrock off, all the electrical wires, all of the AC. They literally had to pull out the wood in the walls, the works, right? So that's step 5. And then step 6, we talk about your exit strategy. How do you go ahead and get the property sold? If you list it on MLS, if you wholesale it out, building the buyer's list, and then also in terms of landlording, what does it look like? Where can you get the financing to basically get your money back? And all of the important elements of making sure that you walk away.
Amir, but how are we different?
How are we different? Here's the reality of the situation. We show you step by step, and we actually do it, and we're two 24-year-olds?
Yeah.
We're 24-year-olds actually showing you guys how to do it. So here's what we're going to say. If you want to go ahead and buy the product, it's on the market right now for $497.
What?
I know.
No, $997. Stop. $997.
I know. We should sell the product for $997. And we will in the future. But what we're going to do is we're going to offer that for you guys on the webinar here for $497. We'll give you everything literally instantly as soon as you sign up. It's auto-delivered. You can watch the videos. You go through the audios. You go through the PDFs. You can download the audios. You can listen to it in your car. And literally the entire 6-step formula.
Right.
And for those of you, he's going to... If you guys want to sign up for the 6-step formula, Ross is typing in the link here in the chat. It's flippinginaction.com/6-step formula. We actually have a quick video on it there, but you can just go ahead and click sign up. It's $497, and you'll get started immediately.
So, that's great, man. That's it's honestly it's an amazing program because when I was able to drop out of college, I moved to Houston with one bag. I didn't know what I was gonna do. I knew I wanted to be in real estate, but I didn't know what I was going to do. And I was able to create a plan of action, and execute every single goal that I ever set, right? And this year, I will break $1 million in gross profits because I set that plan of intention, and I'll do whatever it takes to achieve that. And I was able to take my exact plan on how I was able to fix and flip my first house with no money out of my pocket and put it into my own words. Right? And a lot of people teach this. You might go to a seminar, spend $1,000, spend $5,000, spend $10,000 on products. They give you the binder, they walk away, and they say, okay, cut the umbilical cord, you're on your own, go do it. Right? That's not how my program works. A lot of my students, Jeff, Shay, some other students that aren't here on the webinar, they actually feel like they're in the room with me. Okay? And that's great. If you want to get involved with that, go ahead. I posted the link in the description. I highly encourage that you do so and you run through the material. It's worth every penny. Another program that I highly recommend all of you get started with is my mentoring program. Okay, without a mentor, I would not be here today. All right, my mentor is my uncle. I have many others. The power of a mentor is absolutely incredible. Somebody to hold your hand and walk you through each step. I want to show you what I do in my mentoring program just so you guys see the proof in the pudding. One of my students here, I'm going to block out his last name, okay? But this is a direct mail letter, okay, like I showed you guys before, all right? And it's signed, okay? That's one of my mentoring students. I have literally lots of them. Okay, lots of them. This is my students. I'm helping my student launch his direct mail campaign. Okay, and I actually hold your hands. I walk you through the steps. I answer every single question you can ever imagine. You have 24-hour email access to me. I take you on properties if you're here in the Houston area. If you're not and you'd like to fly out, you can fly out at any time you'd like. And I actually hold your hand for the next 6 months, and I build your real estate business with you. All right, it's an intense program. It's not for everybody. This is only for action takers. This is only for people who want to make money investing in real estate. And we do hold people accountable. So if you're not working up to par, you will be dropped from the program. You are expected to, perform, and we don't even accept everybody. That's the reality of it, is because we have a brand to uphold. I'm building a nationwide brand. Me and Amir are going on a nationwide tour soon, and anybody that joins that program has to uphold the brand to the highest possibility, right? So that's that program. It's absolutely incredible. Amir, if you'd like to touch on that program a little bit and exactly explain what it includes,
Frank's got a question here. In terms of the 6-step, I've got it pulled up here so you guys can see it on our screen. It is flipping, again, it's flippinginaction.com/6-step formula. If you're not on that page, get on that page. Pretty much, Frank's question is, Chief, does it also have a goal setting step-by-step to walk you through it? Yes, we recommend, here's the way to actually go through it. And our mentoring students get the program pretty much as a bonus to signing up for the mentoring program. And again, the mentoring program is not for everyone. These are people who are serious, want to mentor, who actually have the funds to actually go ahead and make things happen, right? And serious about investing. It is not cheap, and it's not meant to be cheap, because we walk with you, tour with you on property, and make sure that you succeed. That's really our goal, is to help you find, fix, and flip your first property within 6 months and at least pocket $15,000 in cash. We believe that we can help you get more than that, but that's what we believe that we can at least provide at the very beginning. If you have no experience and you're building in this entirely part-time, and you're doing this with free strategies, not even with paid strategies like direct mail. So Frank says, does it also have a goal setting step-by-step to walk you through it? Yes, it does. We do have a goal setting webinar. We'll toss that in for you guys so you can actually go through what we suggest in terms of going ahead and building your building your real estate business. It's vitally important that the first thing you do in terms of a process is that you go through the entire 6-step formula, because even as a mentoring student, you have to go through the entire 6-step formula, right? And when you go through the 6-step formula, you'll have pretty much the knowledge and the understanding on how to actually go ahead and build yourself a real estate business, because Ross says it's important not to make mistakes when you're building, because if you make mistakes while you're building, it's going to be it could be expensive. And not that it could be, it will be if you have no idea what you're doing. So it's really important, right?
So I just kind of wanted to show you guys what is included in the mentoring program here. This is my back office, and I want to go here to my files. This is literally all of the videos that you get access to. You get properties like me, like let's say Ross flipping in action. It's paint day. I remember I was wearing some sweatpants at the time, and
hey, what's going on, guys?
It's
Ross
this
again.
is just one video of like so many. This is a rehab I sold for $171,000 in the Sagemont area of Houston, and I literally walk you through each step of the way. Whoa, that's a bad.
And does it, which is awesome, because that allows me to go acquire more properties. I sat in yesterday on the closing, and while I was at that closing, these walls were being primed, and everything was being sprayed.
I teach a lot in these videos. I mean, that's just a little preview of what it looks like here. You get one-on-one videos with me. Well, what happened there? And you get, I mean, there's so many property tours.
You want to go over the raising funds video real quick? I think I see that right over here. So for those of you who are interested in raising funds, we spend several hours just on that alone. Here it is in terms of, selling the vision. This is one of my favorite videos. I think the whole course, this one video alone is...
Hey, welcome back, guys. It's Ross here, your single-family housing coach. Amir Mahmood, your business and marketing mentor.
So here's the script that I'm going to give you guys as a bonus just for joining me here on the webinar tonight. Man, we've been almost going for 2 hours, man. We're rocking out. So yeah, let me just try and fast forward here, just so you guys can get a little overview on how to raise money and how I teach raising money. This thing would load here.
So guys, if you're interested, if you have any questions, reach out to us on Facebook. If you're serious about getting invested in real estate, if you're really serious about getting a mentor, message Ross. We'll have pretty much a 15-minute, 30-minute call just to make sure you're the right person, that you actually have the time, you have the energy, and you're really ready to build things out. This is a video right here about direct mail that Ross is showing you, and we just want you to know that it's not just, hey, we're just saying, hey, we have this.
What if I can show you exactly how to make 5?
We've got tons and tons of video, and we want to be able to provide all that information kind of as you kind of eat and go. So if you have any questions on the 6-step formula, you can go ahead and ask.
Say yellow college.
And if you don't have any questions, you can go ahead and sign up at the 6-step formula. It's flippinginaction.com/6-step formula. Gerardo, what's up, man? You're back in action. I think you're muted.
Hey, just real quick, man. Look, am I?
No,
you
go
hear me,
ahead.
right?
It was just a delay. Go ahead.
Okay, I was about to say, man, I'm actually partnered up in a mentorship with AC and Tim and them, man, and they're real good at walking me through the process and stuff like that. I don't know how many people on here are not signed up with you guys, but I would definitely recommend the mentorship. If I wasn't in the mentorship, like I wasn't at the point when I started with Prosperity, which is one thing that made me take action was, hey, I need somebody to teach me. I need somebody to show me the terminology. I need somebody to walk me through this stuff. So I ended up getting with them. Now I got to break bread on 3 of my wholesale deals with them, and that's part of the deal. Okay, so that's basically how I'm going to break bread with them.
Can I ask you a question, brother?
Yeah.
How much was your mentoring program?
My mentoring program was $7,000, bro.
And how long is it?
It's a year. It's a year of ongoing support, but I still have to break bread with 3 of my deals.
Right. So, I mean,
Okay, so Ross, I just had this question for you, because I'm really wanting to understand more the legal and the paperwork side of flipping a house.
So here's a video of me real quick. You guys can watch that in the background. No, that's awesome, man. Dude, look, bro, I'm really good friends with AC and Tim Mai, and those are great guys. And I think we're actually doing a JV here in the near future with some webinars and stuff, maybe an event or so. I mean, look, man, I'm here to help you, brother. Anything you need, you let me know, all right? I want to encourage you, and I want to congratulate you for getting active in a mentoring program. That's the real, you know, congratulations here, man. That's the real meat and potatoes, that you took action, you're serious. That's why, Gerardo, I have no doubt in my mind you're going to be successful, bro. Look, man, the only question I have for you, okay, is what color Lamborghini are you going to be driving next to me on the Beltway? That's the
dude, I can't even begin to tell you, bro. I'm gonna have my wife in a nice Range Rover, pearl white, and I prefer. I'm a GMC kind of guy. I'm thinking the badass Escalade on some 24-inch rims, just nice. I don't need no expensive sports car. I'm a GMC SUV, big truck kind of guy, bro, for real. But yeah, that's what I'm gonna have in a few months. No bullshit.
Well, I want to congratulate you on that, man. And one thing here, and this is just in the future here, one thing I'm going to do is with my mentoring students, my exclusive group of students, what I'm going to do here is we're actually all going to go on either a yacht, okay, and go on a vacation for a couple of days on a yacht, and it's going to be an exclusive mastermind group where we just kind of, you know, really just build as men and women, or a private jet or a G5 airplane. I haven't really decided yet, but that's coming in the future. So if you guys, you know, want to bear with me here while we do that. But yeah, man, more power to you, brother. I can't wait to drive by you in that Escalade, man. It's a reality for you. I'm no better than you, and you can do it too, man. Here's a video right now of me on property, and yeah, go ahead, man.
So I was just gonna say, Frank, I got a question here. He says, how much is the mentorship program? Well, first of all, it's cheaper than what Gerardo just said.
We have to
but,
do the
but we do
application.
have an application process, and we actually are not splitting deals, so already there you're going to save money. But we're not here to just undercut it on price. We're here because we demonstrate value, and what we demonstrate is what we demonstrate, and you're pretty much signing up for that.
So here's the idea, man. When I got started flipping houses, but even before that, when I wanted to get involved in real estate, I didn't know where to go. So I went to the Ritz Club here in Houston, and I started just networking. I started picking up every book I could possibly find. And I went to a lot of seminars. I paid a lot of money to go to these seminars. And I noticed that a lot of the mentors are charging $30,000 to $40,000 for their mentoring program. But you got guys like Fan Merrill, Armando Montalongo, who all have mentoring programs, but they're not hands-on, right? You get a binder, you get a call from a coach, and that's about it. My mentoring program is different. I take you out to properties at least once a week, okay, to my current rehabs if you're here in Houston. You get tickets to my live event. I have a live event here in Houston on April 11th and April 12th. Me and Event are also going on a nationwide tour, doing events all over the country. You get event tickets to that. We also do webinars just like this. You get access to those as well. And you get access to all the trainings and new videos that I put out. And you get access one-on-one with me at my office, on Skype, whatever it is. And I make sure on a weekly basis, me and you. And it's really hands-on. And we're really building together. And the goal is for you to do your first fix and flip in the next 6 months or less and make anywhere from $15,000 to $30,000. Now, this is an application basis, so you do have to apply. We do have to qualify you for the program. And as far as price, I don't even want to put that out, Frank, because that's something that we have to build that together, right? We have to kind of talk and see if you're a right fit for us, and then we can talk about it. Absolutely. But this is an exclusive group of people. I have 2 students in California, 1 student in New York, and 1 student here in Texas. So it is fairly a new program. We just created over 2 months ago. But one of my students is already fixing and flipping his first house, and another student is already putting out offers. So I mean, it's kind of like a package deal with me. That's what the mentoring program is. Anything that you want to add on that, brother?
So if you do buy the 6-step formula, we will credit your payment towards the mentorship.
Whoa!
I know.
Hey, my boy Yayo over there.
I want them to succeed, man.
Look, guys. Look, one thing about me, guys, is I'm all about over delivery. Okay, I'm all about over delivery, and I wanted to show you guys exactly what the Pat Live looks like. So I want to take you back here real quick. If you guys are still rocking, I know we've been going on for 2 hours. But I want you guys to still rock with me here. You guys want to see the Pat Live?
Let's do it.
Okay, this came in about, I'll show you the time. Now it's 9:04. This came in at 8:31. So shortly after I got off the call, this is what the script looks like, guys. You got, remember I said Tuscaloosa, Alabama?
Yes.
Yeah. So I said 223 Johnson Road, Tuscaloosa, Alabama. All right. And, okay, well, so I said here's the address that I gave. Here's my number because they have caller ID. Whoa, you guys just got my number there. It's okay. If you guys want to take my number, take it down. You can call me anytime. How many bedrooms? I said 3. I said 2 bathrooms. Now, I didn't get to this to this point yet. They didn't ask me how much is the approximate square footage. I didn't get to answer this, but those are the questions that they ask through the script here. Now, they also ask all these questions. What are the taxes and all that? Now, here are the comments. Let me just back out here a little bit.
Yeah.
Just move this over.
Okay. The caller disconnected the call and declined to give any more information. That's what I said, right? But I want to show you what a real lead looks like. Okay, one deal that I recently closed.
And guys, this is private information. Please don't share this.
Yeah, this is completely private. So here's a lead. Now every time you use Pat Live, you get an email just like this from Pat@patlive.com. This came in 1/20/2015. Here's That's her name. That's her number. That's the address. That's the look, Pasadena. That's the number. Bedrooms. Approximate square footage. Owned it for 12 years. She's retiring and moving out of the country. She's not behind on payments. She says it would rent for $13.50. That's approximate. Her taxes, her insurance, no homeowners, no property. The property does not need repairs. Okay, now here is a perfect example. Now, guys, what I just showed you right there, okay, I'm closing that deal next week, and I'm making $10,000. I have a $2,000 deposit, and I'm making $10,000 off that deal. The lead came in, I qualified her, and that's exactly how it's done. Just like that. You guys just saw it. Now, I just want to show you, you know, because I love over-delivery. I hope you guys are still with me here. I want to just go here and go to my Pat Live. I'll just search it up. I'll pull up some leads here that I've been getting from my direct mail. Okay? What's this one? That's a no good. That's her. Can we kind of... Okay, here's another deal. Debbie Rowe from Spring. Mrs. Rowe, property is commercial property and would prefer only be contacted by email. That one's no good. I emailed her, by the way. Why do I keep coming back to Juan? Can you zoom out a little bit so I can see? I want to show you guys what this looks like here. See, I'm just scrolling. Damn it, if I go back to one more time. Okay, here's another one. Susan Heil. There's the address. There's the bedrooms. There's the bathrooms. Everything is there. She's owned it for 38 years. Her husband passed away and would like to relocate. Her taxes, her insurance. Mrs. Hale stated that the home has a slab that needs the foundation repairs, some repairs in the kitchen, and one in the bedrooms. Guys, here is a lead. You better believe that I've been following up with that seller. We haven't made a deal yet, but I'm going to make a deal with her. All right, and that's what the Pat Live looks like. I'm able to just get that information, and I don't have to stay on the phone. I can go and hang out with the mirror and sip wine by the hot tub, which we're about to do in a couple of minutes. So, my man got his Bud Light. Nice. So, listen, guys, all in all right, I just want to thank you so much for joining me tonight, guys. Seriously, you guys are my reason for doing this. And I love to connect with you guys. I love to share exactly what I know. And really, I mean, dude, Gerardo, man, your energy, bro, is contagious. And I really respect your hustle, brother. And I know you'll be successful. Shay, you are an absolute rock star. Jeff, you've been messaging me. Man, you're going to kill it. I mean, everybody. Frank, you guys are seriously going to get everything that you want in life if you keep being persistent. I promise you. Keep the fired up feeling. Keep the ambition. Keep the motivation. And one thing that I do want to throw, I just want to throw this in a bonus. Shay, you are coming out to property. Shay hasn't been talking much here, but I just want to throw this in as a bonus. Shay, on the last webinar that we did last week, Shay went ahead and got my 6-step formula program. He ran through it. As a bonus, I said whoever gets the program and gets involved is going to come out to property with me and come out to my rehabs in progress. Right now, guys, this is a bonus, and I hope you're okay with this.
Why always? What do you?
Because we have to.
Okay.
As a bonus, if you guys go ahead and get the 6-step formula program and get involved, I will give you guys 1 day with me out on property at my rehabs. I got 3 rehabs going on right now. You'll come out there personally with me. We'll go over absolutely everything. I hope you're okay with that. Amir likes to freak out a lot.
Man.
But listen, that's what it is. If you guys go ahead, and Frank wants to know more and learn about the mentoring program, Frank, we're gonna talk after this call. It's not a problem, bud. That's my offer for you guys. I want to over deliver as much as possible with the 6-step formula program. You can ask me as many questions. Yayo, I'm gonna answer any questions you have, man. I'm here for you, brother. And I just want to thank you guys so much for joining me. One last thing, or 2 last things, guys. February 25th, I have a webinar happening. Okay, this webinar was kind of spur of the moment, but February 25th, I have a webinar happening, and I'm going to be talking about the exact strategies to make money in real estate. Subject to owner financing, lease option, rehabbing, wholesaling, and landlording. 6 different strategies to make money investing in real estate. It's happening February 25th at 7 p.m. Central Time, and I hope to see all you guys there. I like to have fun on my webinars. I like interaction. Some webinars you just go and you kind of sit back and listen to people talk. That's not how I like to rock it. So I like to give everybody a chance to speak and interact with the group. So I want you guys to go ahead and get tickets to that. I'm going to post a link on my Facebook right after this webinar. $7. If you're not happy with it, I'll give you your money back. It's only $7. I'm not in it for the money. I'm here to teach you. And also, April 11th and April 12th, me and Amir here are hosting a live event here in Houston, Texas. And this event is going to be absolutely life-changing. And one thing that I think is great about this partnership here, that me and Amir came together. I actually met Amir in Vegas, and if you want, I met him in the club in Vegas. And if you guys want to hear the story, I have a podcast launching in a couple of weeks, probably 2 weeks, where you can hear our story and how we met and came together. But Amir is a master marketer. He knows how to change lives, market, empower you, light the fire under your ass, build your system, build systems in general, put together your whole marketing campaign, and make a lot of money. I teach the content on how to do it. So we work great together, and you guys can use the both of us here, whether you need a life change, whether you need to do whatever you need to do in your life. Amir's that guy. I'm the guy that lights the fire under your ass, fires you up, and gets you motivated to flip houses just like me. So our live event, April 11th and April 12th, I'm a big house music fan, so I'll be blasting a lot of house music, and we're going to be having fun. We'll sit through. The event's going to be from 10 a.m. till 5 p.m. I'll post a link on my Facebook. You guys can come and hang out with me in person, and after that, we'll have a lot of beers. We can hang out, drink beers, drink some vodkas, and just network and talk to each other and get to know each other. So that's the link, that's the program. I'm going to post a link April 11th and April 12th here in Houston, Texas. We got a lot of people flying in from all over the country, so if you're here in Houston, I expect you to be there. If you're not, I expect you to book a flight, and we'll set up some flight arrangements for you and get you coordinated properly with hotels. All right, and that's that. I just posted another link right there for the 6-step formula. For those of you that want to get involved, that offer for coming out to my rehabs is only good until 12 o'clock tonight. Did you tell them about the payment plans?
No, I didn't tell them about the payment
Okay,
plans.
well, we'll talk about that later.
So let's just say this real quick. The program right now, if you pay in full, it's $497. And let's just see the way to actually go ahead and get rocking and rolling right now. If you're looking for a payment program, message us and we'll take care of us.
Message
Take
us.
care of you.
Guys, Gerardo, my man, I want to thank you for joining us. Shay, Jeff, Frank, thank you so much. Mom, I see you there. I love you. I hope you're listening. And I love you guys.
Flip houses too, right?
I love you guys so much. And I just want you to remember one thing. All right? How do we close this thing? Okay. Whoa. Don't do it yet. I want you to remember one thing, guys. No matter what you do, tomorrow when you wake up, I want you to get fired up, David! Fired up!
Make it happen!
We're making it happen, guys, and I can't wait to see you next time. I'll see you tomorrow from videos, and I love hanging out with you tonight. Take care, guys.
Woo!